Hello, everyone. I'm Carolina Weather Group meteorologist Scotty Powell here. Wanted to give you a update. We have some new tornado warnings that have just been issued. So let's get to the radar here, and we'll get that going. This is going to be for the Raleigh area, and this is going to be way out of our radar comfort zone here. So this tornado warning just issued for Ansonville County. I'm sorry, for Ansonville, for Anson County. And let's get to this other radar. It's a little bit better. This would be for portions of Richmond, Montgomery, and Stanley County. This is going to be over the Ansonville community. This is the GSP radar, and again, we're really in a big radar hole here. Let's go to the Raleigh radar site and see if we can get a little bit better view of this storm. Again, Ansonville, this is the area we are watching for a potential tornado. Let's get our velocities up. And so Ansonville in this area is where we are watching the potential for a tornado warning. So again, this tornado warning is for northeastern Anson County, as well as southwestern Montgomery, southwestern Richmond, and southeastern Stanley County. And this goes until 5:15. So this is a very short-fused tornado warning. This thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Ansonville, or 13 miles north of Wadesboro, moving east at 25 miles per hour. Potential tornado and ping pong ball size hail possible. Some locations that could be affected would be Ansonville, Norwood, Mount Gilead, Ellerby, Unawari Haven, Covington, Lake Tillery, Blewett Falls Lake, and Pekin in North Carolina. So that is where this tornado warning is. If you are in this area, if you know someone in this area, especially near Ansonville and Norwood, you want to make sure that you are in your safe place. Mount Gilead, you as well need to be in that safe place with this potential tornado in the area. Again, this is a tornado warning until 5:15. This is for the Ansonville community, Norwood, and Mount Gilead. If you are in this warning, you want to make sure that you are in the lowest level of your home, preferably a basement or storm cellar. If you don't have one of those, you want to be in the most interior part of your home, most likely a hallway, some sort of closet, maybe a pantry. Bathroom is a good location, but make sure there's no windows there. You want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And you want to make sure that you have those safety precautions with the protection of your head, your eyes, your feet, any limbs from flying debris. So if you are in this area, you definitely want to make sure that you are safe. So again, this is going to be near Highway 52. This is going to be moving into portions of Richmond County pretty quickly here. Mount Gilead also in this area, and this is in kind of a radar dead zone here, so we don't have the best data to look off of. But again, Ansonville, Mount Gilead, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now. Ellerby, you are in this tornado warning, as well as let's get some of these towns up here. Ellerby, as well as Unawari Haven, Covington, Lake Tillery, and Blewett Falls Lake. So those areas are under the tornado warning. So if you live in those areas, or you know someone who lives in those areas, please make sure that you are in a safe place, or you've called your friends or family. Make sure they're in a safe place as this potential tornado moves through the area. Again, this is a Doppler radar indicated tornado, so that means that this has not been spotted. This is just due to the rotation being seen on radar. So let me look over here to the National Weather Service chat, see if anything's going on there. Not seeing much. We're just seeing some winds that are showing potential rotation, as well as some large hail. Again, ping pong ball size hail possible with this cell. So you want to make sure that that your car and your personal items are covered as the storm moves through. But first and foremost, you want to make sure that you are in a safe place. So again, this is going to be moving into just close to the Mount Gilead area, as well as Ansonville. Again, this is a tornado warning that goes until 5:15, so another 15 minutes or so for the storm. And this is for, again, portions of Anson County, Montgomery County, Stanley County, and Richmond County in central North Carolina. And again, this goes until 5:15. These storms are moving off to the east at about 25 miles per hour. So Ansonville, Mount Gilead, you are under the gun right now for this warning. If you live in Ellerbe, that is the next more populated location that could see this storm, and then eventually could move into Norman and Candler as it continues to move off to the east. So again, if you live in Troy or Albemarle, this storm is to your south, so you don't have to worry about that. I know portions of Montgomery County and Stanley County are under this warning. It's not the more populated areas of Troy and Albemarle. This is near Ansonville, and then eventually into the Mount Gilead area. So very heavy rain also falling with this storm. And again, the possibility of seeing some damage and winds, even if there's not a tornado on the ground. These winds are in the 50 to 60 mile per hour range. So that would definitely do some damage to some trees and maybe even some unsecured items like trampolines and things like that. So we could definitely see some wind damage from these storms, even if we don't see a tornado. But again, this tornado warning continues until 5:15. And this is for portions of central North Carolina, Anson County, Montgomery County, Richmond County, and Stanley County. So I'm going to stop sharing the radar for just a second so I can take a look at the NWS chat. This is a little tool that we use in the weather community to communicate with the weather service. And again, not seeing any damage reports, so that is all good. Let's go over to the Twitter tweet deck. We'll see if there's anything coming out of this area on Twitter. Again, I don't see any damage or anything like that coming out, so that is good as of right now. But we'll continue to watch this tornado warning that continues for portions of Anson and Stanley, Montgomery, and Richmond counties in North Carolina. Potential tornado warning there. So I'm just looking through the Twitter, and I don't see any damage reports, so that's good. So let's get back over to the radar, and let's pop that back up. We'll pop the radar back up. So again, this storm is moving out of Ansonville now towards Ellerbe. So again, the Ellerbe community, you are in the path of the storm, so you want to make sure that you are in your safe place. It's not raining right now in Ellerbe. You'll probably see some dark clouds off to your west, and that is the tornado warning cell that is coming into your area. Again, if you live in Wadesboro, you are fine from the storm. Albemarle, Troy, you are fine. It's just the Ansonville, Norwood communities, as well as Ellerbe, that are under this tornado warning that goes for another 10 minutes or so. Again, the threat for large hail is also possible with this storm, as there is ping pong ball size hail possible. Let me get off this and see what that So Stanley County has now been removed from the tornado warning. The tornado warning continues for at least another 12 minutes or so for Anson, Montgomery, and Richmond counties in North Carolina. So that is good news if you live in Stanley County, North Carolina. That tornado, the tornado warning has been allowed to expire for your area. So let's pull up the radar here, and you can kind of see the tornado warning's been trimmed now. So Ansonville, Norwood, you are in the clear from this warning. So again, the tornado warning remains in effect until 5:15 for eastern central Anson County, south central Montgomery, and northwestern Richmond counties. This severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Ansonville and moving 12 miles north of Wadesboro. And this storm's moving to the east now at 30 miles per hour. So it's sped up just a little bit. So that's some good news. Again, a tornado and ping pong ball size hail possible with this cell. Locations to be impacted still can include Mount Gilead, Ellerbe, Covington, Pekin, and Blewett Falls Lake. So if you are in those areas, Mount Gilead, Ellerbe, Covington, Pekin, and Blewett Falls Lake, you need to be in your safe place as this cell continues to move off to the east at about 30 miles per hour. So I'm going to put this radar in motion here and let you see the progression of this cell. And again, this tornado warning will continue for the next 10 minutes or so for the portions of Richmond and Anson and Montgomery County. Again, Stanley County, this tornado warning has been allowed to expire for your area. So that is some good news. Again, large hail possible with this storm, the possibility of seeing ping pong ball size hail. So that in itself will do some damage, even if a tornado is not on the ground. That large of size of hail will create some damage with homes and cars and potentially even some crops. If you've got those going, that could produce some damage. But again, if you live in the Ellerbe community, Mount Gilead, Blewett Falls Lake, and Pekin, you need to be in your safe place right now as this tornado warning cell continues to move to the east at 30 miles per hour. You want to be in your safe place. That's the lowest level of your home, preferably in a basement. But if you don't have a basement or a storm cellar, you want to be in the most centralized location of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. A good place would be a hallway or a closet, maybe a pantry. Bathrooms are a good idea as long as there's no windows in there. And you want to make sure that you have some sort of protection on your head, preferably a helmet, but some big thick blankets or a mattress would even do. And you want to make sure that your eyes are protected from any flying debris. So, again, if you live in these areas, Mount Gilead, Ellerbe, Pekin, and Blewett Falls Lake, you want to make sure that you are in your safe place as this tornado warning storm continues to move off to the east. This tornado warning continues until 5:15. It is now 5:05 p.m. on Saturday, May 11th, 2019. We've had a couple of tornado warnings today in North Carolina, once in Cleveland County. That storm regenerated over Gaston and Mecklenburg County to produce another tornado warning. We did get some reports of a few trees down, but nothing that would represent a touchdown, a tornado touchdown. Also, some reports of hail in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg metro area. So this storm is a storm that moved through that area. So we continue to watch it progress through now central North Carolina. So if you live in Ellerbe, Mount Gilead, and eventually Norman, you want to keep your eyes on this storm as well if you live in Norman, North Carolina, as this storm could move into your area. So again, Richmond County, Montgomery County, and Anson County, you are still in this tornado warning. Stanley County, you have this warning has expired for your location. So Ansonville, Norwood, the tornado threat has passed off to your east. Again, the possibility also for some large hail in this area is possible up to the size of ping pong ball size. So you want to watch that. Again, so this storm is starting to move into this panhandle area of Richmond County. This will be moving into Richmond and southern Montgomery County. So here's the county lines, and the rotation is moving right into that area. And so we're transitioning in between a few counties. This is a rural part of these areas, so that is good news. But again, there still are some people that could live in this area, so you definitely want to keep an eye on that. Again, this is this tornado warning continues for another 6 minutes or so, and I'm going to check in with the Weather Service and see if there's any new updates. No new updates with this storm. There is still some thunderstorms continuing outside of this tornado warning, but again, this tornado warning continues for central North Carolina until 5:15. So let's get back over here, and I'll screen share with you all the radar here. And so here we go. Here's the radar. This is the panhandle area of Richmond County. So that's where this storm is moving in. This is a fairly small tornado warning. It's a fairly small polygon. And again, this particular storm or complex of storms has produced a few tornado warnings back over Mecklenburg, Gaston, and Cleveland counties earlier today. Again, this thunderstorm is capable of producing a tornado. It's Doppler radar indicated, so that means there's not been an actual tornado spotted, no storm spotters, no one has reported seeing a tornado, but there is enough rotation on radar to produce this tornado warning. And that's for the next 5 minutes or so over Richmond County, Montgomery County, and Anson County in North Carolina. A lot of lightning being produced with this storm. That is also tells us the storm continues to remain pretty strong to severe. And besides the tornado warning, there is also a severe thunderstorm warning for this same cell. So again, large hail, also a possibility with this storm. Ping pong ball size hail possible with this cell, and that's mainly moving just south of Mount Gilead. So again, if you live in the Mount Gilead area, there could be some large hail falling just to your south as you move into Richmond and Anson counties. So this storm continues to move off to the east at about 30 miles per hour. Again, have not heard of any confirmation of a tornado being on the ground, so that is good news. Not getting any damage reports, so that is also good. But again, there's just enough rotation with this storm for the Weather Service in Raleigh to produce or to issue a tornado warning. So we will stay on the air here until that storm continues and a warning is extended or the warning is canceled. Again, a marginal threat for severe weather today. Actually, the severe weather threat for Sunday, May the 12th, looks to be a little bit stronger. So we'll continue to monitor that. See what the Weather Service is saying now. So they are going to let the tornado warning expire here in the next couple of minutes. So there will be no issuance of a new tornado warning. They will continue to let this tornado warning go for the next 2 minutes before it expires. There could be a new severe thunderstorm warning issued with this cell. But again, the tornado warning continues for the next few minutes for Richmond and Montgomery and Anson counties. Again, if you live in Antonville and Norwood, you are clear from the storm. Mount Gilead, the strongest portion in the rotation for this storm, is now passing to your south. So a few more minutes and the storm will be out of your area. Again, this is over a lot of rural area here in central North Carolina, a lot of farming area. But again, these storms have a history of producing some large hail. This storm also has a history back over Mecklenburg and Gaston and Cabarrus counties of producing some hail and damaging winds. But again, there was some rotation on radar that prompted this tornado warning, but it looks like the tornado warning will not be extended at 5:15. So that is good news. The rotation has weakened some. A new severe thunderstorm warning may be issued, and that could include the tornado possible tag. But again, the Weather Service out of Raleigh indicating that the tornado warning will be allowed to expire on time. So kind of looking back at the radar, there's another severe thunderstorm over Chester County that continues, and York County. And so this one over Montgomery and Anson County continues as well. So the tornado warning has been canceled early, a couple minutes early. So we are going to go back to being off air, but we'll continue to monitor these storms. And if any more tornado warnings are issued, we will break back in. Again, I am meteorologist Scotty Powell with the Carolina Weather Group. Hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon on Saturday, and just be weather ready, continuing throughout this afternoon and watching tomorrow as we could see another round of more stronger severe storms in North and South Carolina.